So, as I was meditating on this place we're going to in India called Devaprayag, just above Rishikesh, and someone reminded me that this is solstice. I think it's the 21st. Today it is the summer solstice. So we'll mix it up a little bit. We'll just have a little chat. And we'll talk about solstice, we'll talk about Rishikesh, we'll talk about the Ganga, and we'll get to hear a little bit about everything. One of my friends slash students is visiting me from Australia. He's a contractor, so I want to introduce all of you to this man right here. He's in my room right now. He's invaded my world, my mess. So I wanted to share with you about this sacred place, Rishikesh and Devaprayag, and just the Himalayan mountains in general, and also shed a little bit of light into this solstice. It's a very powerful day. So Rishikesh, as you have heard, is considered to be the birthplace of yoga, or the Mecca of yoga. It is where everybody goes to enhance and to accumulate and to cultivate uh, inner wisdom and knowledge and imbibe the mood of silence and peace and love. And so that's where everybody goes. It's a very beautiful spiritual city. And you'll be surprised to know it's a vegetarian city. No meat allowed and no alcohol allowed, no intoxication. But sometimes you may notice sometimes some things can sneak in, but in general, legally, it's a very beautiful, pristine place. So where does this word Rishikesh comes from? So that's one of the first things that I want to share with you. And then go in a little deeper. Does anybody know how the word Rishikesh comes in? It has two definitions, and these definitions are in a very ancient text called the Skanda Puran, or also known as the Kurma Puran. As you know, there's 18 Puranas. Puranas are ancient wisdom texts, and those 18 Puranas are categorized into three different modes. Puranas in the modes of goodness or sattva, Puranas in the mode of passion or rajas, or Puranas in the mode of ignorance or darkness called tamas. So in the Skanda Puran and Kurma Puran, this definition is given, how this word comes about, Rishikesh. So the first definition is Rishikesh with an Hrikesa, Rishikesh. It in Sanskrit means the master of the senses. It is named after Vishnu or Krishna. Very interesting. I'll tell you why. And then it is also known as Rishikesh, Rishikesh, Rishikesh. It's named after a sage because sage means a rishi. So there was this great saint. His name was Saibya Rishi. So he was known as the original uh, dreadhead. Does that make any sense? The sage with massive dreads. So he was the original dreadheads, and he didn't shave his hair, so his dreads were massive. And one day, while you have to keep in mind, Rishikesh was nothing but jungles and mountains. Okay. So he was in the woods and he was taking a bath in this beautiful uh, lake called Maya Kund. It's a beautiful pond. So he was taking a bath there. And when he came out of this lake, his dreads, he was trying to dry his dreads, and his dreads were all over the place. So from a distance, his son, Sharma, his son's name was Sharma, he saw all his dreads flying around, and the first thought that came to his mind was that this is a wild animal that was going to attack him. Sometimes the mind creates imaginary figures, but the dreads he was thinking was probably the mane of a lion or something. So he really thought this animal was going to get him. So what did he do out of fear? He attacked this sage, his own father, with dreads. And he attacked and he killed his father.
Mm.
To save himself. And then he realized that it was his father. And he started to repent and cry so profusely because he could not fathom what he had just done. Imagine killing your father that you love. So his heart was completely broken. With such despair, he started to pray to God and pray and atone for his sin. So what happened? His penance, his austerities to atone for killing his father, he took such vows of austerity and penance that after long period of this deep meditation and penance, all the demigods in the heavenly planets, all the devatas in the heavenly planets, they were so pleased by his sincerity and devotion that they came down and they asked this sage, Sharma, this young sage, please tell me, ask for any benediction and we will give it to you. Can you imagine 33 million demigods assembled to bless you? That's a lot of blessings. And all he wanted was his father back alive. So he asked the sages, please, can you bring my father back to life? And because they said yes, they didn't have a choice. So they brought his father back to life. And when his father came back to life, that's all he wanted. His father came back to life, embraced his son, and exchanged a loving embrace. And the sage Saibya Rishi, he was able to then remember how life works, birth and death. And he was completely mesmerized what it feels like to be on one side and to go to the other side and come back to the same side. Some of you may not understand how beautiful it is, but if you think about it, like the first time I went and I traveled abroad, I was probably around 15, maybe 14, I don't remember. But I went to Sweden because my parents are from there. I went to visit them, and I remember when I came back, the whole experience, I spent days and weeks and months sharing my experience of getting on an airplane and seeing snow for the first time and eating snow. And I just kept going on and on and on. And I was just so mystified about two different worlds. There's no snow in India where I was raised. Similarly, this sage Shaibya, he had seen the other side of life, death, what was on the other side. And he was so mesmerized And he wanted to know what is life and what is death, and what is beyond life and death. So then him and his son, they both together started to meditate very intensely, father and son, living in the caves of the Himalayan mountains and meditating. Such deep was their meditation, and they were meditating on Vishnu. So their meditation attracted again the attention of Vishnu, who showed up. And he says, "My dear child, please tell me, what benedictions would you like?" So sage Shavya, he said, "My dear Lord, please give me a glimpse and an understanding of the illusory energy of the material world. One moment we think we're alive, and this life then leaves this body behind and goes to another world. What is happening? And this snare and the glare of material existence that we get trapped into. I want to understand this world. I want to understand how the world works. I want to understand life, and I want to understand death. And I would like to understand what is beyond birth and death." So Vishnu was so satisfied with his sincere love and devotion. So you have to keep in mind, the sages were incredible people. The sheer determination and their sincerity and devotion attracts the most powerful beings to their presence. So Vishnu said, "Sure, I will be happy to uh, give you this knowledge of understanding birth, death, and beyond, and understand how this illusory energy works." So that was the first benediction. Then Vishnu said, "Shaivya, I am so happy and really touched by your ability to control the senses." Many of us know that controlling the senses are very, very hard, because there is 5 of them. The sense of touch, smell, taste, to be able to hear, and to be able to see. These are the 5 sensory faculties. And to control them, to have mastery over them, it's very, very, very difficult, because they just run like wild horses in every direction possible. So Vishnu was very happy with Savya Rishi. He said, because you meditated here in this particular place, and you had subdued and got mastery over your senses. The senses were not controlling you, but you had mastery over them. So therefore, since I am the master of the senses, my name is Hrishkesh, I would like this place to be known as Hrishkesh. Anyone who comes here and meditates will gain mastery over their senses. That's pretty cool. So that is why this place is called Hrishkesh. One definition from the Skanda Puran, right? Then the second definition is that this sage, Saivya Rishi, he tells Lord Vishnu, he said, "My dear Lord, I have had the great privilege and honor to have your audience in this sacred place. So wherever you are, it becomes a place of pilgrimage. And so therefore, I don't want to go to any other place in the world. This is the most sacred place. So please bless me that I can be here eternally. I have no desire to go anywhere. Wherever you take the darshan, where you are able to get the blessings of the Supreme Lord right in front of your eyes, the divine personified in front of your eyes, that place becomes the most sacred place. And so therefore, please bless me. So Vishnu said, sure, yes. And because you are this great sage, Savya Rishi, and you're known as this sage with this massive dreads, let this place be known as the place of Hrishkesh, the hair of the sage. Some people understand that hair is very unique. Billions of dollars are spent on hair in the world. If you come to Atlanta alone, you will see people buy hair. And they spend, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's a temple in India called Tirupati. People donate their hair, and that temple sells hair to the whole world. And the temple makes billions. But this is very unique to understand the power of hair. Because this sage, Savya Rishi, he wanted to be there eternally. And he was known for his dreads. So you will go to this place and you will see the trees look like the dreads of this great sage. And it is explained in the Skanda Puran that this sage has never left this place, that he's still meditating in the form of trees, in the form of a tree in this place. And so this place, Rishikesh, is known after him because all the trees, or many trees there, they look like the dreads of this great sage. So these are the two reasons why this place is called Rishikesh. So now I want to tell you a little bit more about Rishikesh, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Himalayan mountains and Ganga Devi and the solar eclipse. So now, this place is also known as, just if you go up a little bit above, you will know this place is known as Deva Prayag. Deva means the divine. Prayag means a confluence. That means it is a place where all the divine beings together, they all gather together and they mingle. It's pretty cool. It's a place of mingling. It's an incredible place. Imagine all the demigods, they come there at this confluence. Gods and goddesses, they all come there. So in this place, in Devaprayag, on this Himalayan mountains, they have 3 different peaks of this mountain. Very interesting. On the mountain, there are 3 unique peaks and this beautiful valley with these 2 incredible rivers called Alakananda and Ganga Devi, and they merge together. It is a place of union. So, what happens? There's three mountains. One of the mountains is known as Chandrashila. Chandra means the moon, Shila means the stone or the mountain of moon. And this represents the moon planet. It represents nourishment, calm. It represents divine wisdom and nourishment. What does the moon do? The job of the moon is to nourish everything in this world. Without the moon, there is no taste to your vegetables, fruits, and anything in your life. Without the moon, there is no taste buds. Life would be pretty boring, to say the least. So this place is a place of divine wisdom. And it is a place where divine intuitive energy is harnessed, is cultivated. This mountain, right? And then the second mountain is called Narayana Parvat. Narayana means the 4-armed form of Vishnu. He's the deity, he's the power, he's the energy, he's the embodiment of spiritual preservation. Creation and destruction is very, very, very easy. So Brahma takes care of creation and Shiva takes care of destruction, the energy of Shiva. And the energy of Vishnu is for preservation. And in this place, it is the preservation of spiritual energy. It is a preservation of divine heart. It is the presence of the divine personified in your heart. This is what this mountain represents. And this is called Narayana Parvat, the second peak of the mountain. Okay? And the third peak of the mountain is called Gauri Shankar. When you come with me, I'll show you all of this. I'm giving you advanced stories. When we go there, we'll give you detailed stories of these places. So this mountain is called Gauri Shankar Parvat. Parvat means mountain. Gauri is the name of Parvati Devi. Shankar is the name of Shiva. Shiva and Parvati are divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And together there is a union that happens. And this is the place. It is the spine of all the yogis. It is the energy of balance, energy of masculine and feminine energy. This is what this mountain represents. So when you remain in the vicinity of this place, this is the energy that you'll feel. So this is where Devaprayag is. So now I want to give you a little bit more, let me see. We have time. I want to give you a little bit more story of why this place is so powerful and so sacred that all the sages go up to this place to meditate. Not just the 33 million gods, but everybody wants to go there. So, in this confluence of all divine beings, of all divine energies, you'll notice that there is a beautiful place where Ram and Lakshman, it's a beautiful throne made out of, carved out of the mountain by their hands, just so that they could sit and they could meditate. So Ram and Lakshman, they went to the same place to go and meditate. Some of you may not know who's Ram, who's Lakshman. These are two powerful characters that we study in the Ramayana, this ancient text. These two divine brothers. They walked the planet and they did incredible pastimes or divine acts. So they went there to meditate. Now someone may ask, why do divine beings need to meditate? So in this particular instance, Ram and Lakshman, when you study the Ramayana, you'll know a little bit more about the connection that I'm making here. That they meditated because Ram had once killed this powerful evil demon, had 10 heads. He had 10 heads, and each one of them, his head had so much brain and so much Shakti. So if you chop off one head, he still had 9 heads to operate with. Can you imagine? He had 10 lives, huh? And he actually was the son of a great saint. His name was Vishrava. His father was a great saint. And he knew all the Vedas and all the ancient texts. He knew all the secret science of all knowledge there was. But he used that knowledge to do acts that were very, very destructive. All knowledge has positive and destructive natures, just as all beings have good and evil. So he became very demoniac. He started to cause so much havoc in this world that Ram had to come and actually kill him, just to balance the energies of this entire universe. That's how this powerful demon was. And his brother, his name was Kuvera, he is considered to be the treasurer of all the demigods, 33 million demigods in the heavenly planets. They have a treasurer where they have unlimited wealth. So, when Ram killed Ravana, because Ravana was actually born to a sage, so therefore, one has to atone for doing, even doing the right thing of destroying an evil king. You still have to atone for killing. So Ram actually came there to meditate and atone. Such is the power of this place, such that he personally came and charged the place up, and also to be charged and to atone for killing this powerful demon named Ravana. So there is a place where Ram meditated, this great saint, incarnation of Vishnu, Parashuram, meditated. This great dwarf incarnation of Vishnu, Vamanadev, there is a cave where he meditated after he had beautiful pastimes, beautiful leelas with this other demoniac and saintly king called Bali Maharaj. So it is a place where there used to be hundreds and hundreds of caves where each and every sage and celestial beings came there to meditate in these caves. So this is what happened in this Deva Prayag, just a little bit above Rishikesh. Just maybe an hour and a half drive on a scooter. So this is just a little glimpse of what is happening in Rishikesh, that anyone that goes there, what they experience is that the power of this Himalayan mountain, the power of the sages charging these sacred spaces, and so much more. But I want to now focus a little bit more. I want to give you little drops. Because if you look at, there's a special Purana that talks about the glories just of Rishikesh. It's called Sthala Purana. Those of you who want to look it up. It's just volumes and volumes of greatness of the sacred places. Each and every nook and corner of the mountains have different spiritual powers that are present. And that's why people go there, to absorb and imbibe those energies. So this Himalayan mountain is a silent teacher of determination, detachment, permanence, grace, and eternal life. That is why everyone goes to these places. And we have to take another class to talk about Ganga Devi. How she plays such a powerful role when she comes and dances in between all these gods and goddesses. This is what a confluence Prayag means. This is what's happening, where all the sages are getting together and creating a cosmic spiritual harmony collectively. And that energy is prevalent there. So now I want to share with you a little bit about the solstice, the summer solstice, because it is today. Many of you are wondering, have asked, what should I do? Is there anything we can do? It's a very powerful day, because it is the day, the source of life is who sun is. Nothing in this world operates without the power of the sun. In this great text called the Brahma Samhita, written by the creator of this universe, Brahma, he explains Yachak Suresu Savita Sakala Grahanam. Very beautiful Sanskrit texts. Raja Samasta Sura Murtira Shesha Teja, where it explains the sun is the divine eye of God. And so what does that mean? That means the divine is glancing upon us every single day. But on this particular day, the summer solstice, his eyes are not blinking and fully wide open. The most heightened energy of the sun is experienced today. And its influence is very, very deep in our lives. In Sanskrit, it's called the Uttarayana, where the sun has its biggest day. It is the day of, it's a symbol of spiritual ascent. It is the day when the prana, the cosmic energy of life, the divine cosmic energy, will have its highest impact on your individual prana. You will notice throughout the day, your Shushumna Nadi, there is 7,700 nadis in the body, energy channels within the human body, and out of them, 7 are prominent. And you will notice that on this particular day, all the nadis, all the energies are in perfect harmony and synchronicity. And that is what we call Sushumna Nadi. Those who study Kundalini Yoga, you will know the yin yang, the masculine, feminine energy, the Ida and Pingala. These energies, when there's a union, like a serpent around your spine, you'll have natural Kundalini experience on this day because it's such a powerful day. It is a cosmic conjunction. What does that mean? It is a day where you will feel a natural inclination to be in union with God, to be closer to God, to be closer to the divine, and just eager for a spiritual connection. It'll just naturally draw you in that direction. It is a day you'll notice your Manipura chakra, your heart chakra, will naturally flow. And it is a day you can cultivate your willpower, your dharma. It is a day people take spiritual vows. It is a day when your inner light will be charged by the cosmic light, because that is the source of prana. So what should you do on this day? On this day of Uttarayana, that's the word in Sanskrit you can practice, Uttarayana. And summer solstice, as most people know. These are recommendations, right? These are days you can take deeper spiritual vows to yourself and to your heart that you will always seek divine connection and that you will always be guided by the divine. And this you can do wherever you are. Sit down and take time to make this sankalpa. If you make this sankalpa today, or an affirmation, as we say it in English, then this sankalpa will guide you throughout the whole year. It's very powerful. Today is the day where you can spend time offering and writing deep emotions of gratitude for everything you have. Because if you acknowledge all the blessings that we have in our lives, what you are doing is that you are creating an abundance in your life for at least the rest of the year, if not the rest of your life. So it is a very, very deep day of prayer, because practicing of gratitude means practicing of prayer. So you can take an hour and do each one of those things. And today is a very powerful day to offer gratitude, particularly to your teachers. Because what happens is that emotion of gratitude that you practice towards your teachers, their hearts will naturally open up to shower you with more deeper knowledge and wisdom that'll just naturally appear in your heart, because spiritual knowledge is not something that enters through the sensory faculties. Spiritual knowledge does not enter through the eyes, nose, and ears in your mouth. Spiritual knowledge is a transmission of knowledge and spiritual emotion and depth from one heart to another heart. And that is why I always use this term, you have to try and remember, it's called pashyanti, which means an intracardiac communication, where an individual heart connects to another heart, where the divine heart connects to an individual heart, where the cosmic heart connects to an individual heart. And this is what bhakti is all about. It is a day of bhakti, it is a day of love, it is a day of connection, it is a day of union, a day of transmission of spiritual love and spiritual knowledge. So these are some of the things that happens. Fire ceremonies, water ceremonies are some of the things. I know I met some of you when I did this solstice ceremony in Connecticut that was organized. And it's a very powerful ceremony. I think maybe around 700 people showed up at Hammonasset for this ceremony. It was quite wild because we had a massive drum circle. Everybody came with drums and we sat in a circle and I did a massive fire ceremony out in the open, right next to the ocean, Atlantic Ocean. It was very powerful. So those are things that can be done on this particular day. It is a day you can also fast. Today is Ekadashi. Very unique, I'm telling you, because it's not just a solstice, but today is also Ekadashi, which means Ekadashi means the mother of devotion, the mother of love, astrologically aligned on this particular day. So it's not just a regular solstice, but it is a unique solstice because Ekadashi Devi, the goddess of love, today is her day also. That's why in the Bhakti texts, there is a very beautiful prayer written by this great saint named Bhakti Vinod Thakur. You should remember that name. He's one of the most prolific saints. He's very dear to my heart. And he explains about this day. He says, Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kari. Krishna Vasati Vasati Vole Jatane Palana Kari. That means, on this day, love personified will enter into you if you simply recognize that you are a bona fide recipient of this divine love of bhakti. It is called the mother of devotion. So today is the day to open your hearts. If it is closed, take a sledgehammer and open it up, tear it open, and let Bhakti Devi enter your heart. And let her create the sacred space in your heart where this transcendental divine couple of Radhe Shyam can continuously dance in your heart and emanate this powerful energy of prema through every single pore, every single cell in your body. There is 33 trillion cells in your body. Let them all experience this love of Bhakti Devi. So this is why this solstice is even more unique, more special than other solstices. So please take this day, make it your day, and celebrate life and celebrate spiritual love. So thank you all so much for tolerating me being all over the place today, because we went from Rishikesh to Devprayag to Ganga to the Himalayan mountains and to summer solstice. Anyone has any questions? We have 5 minutes. We can take questions, or if you have a reflection you want to share.
Val, go ahead. You have your hand
Yes,
raised.
please.
Thank you. Wow. As always, Veraji, this is an amazing space to share with everybody. I wanna lean on the gratitude part. I mean, you have been an incredible teacher to me. And this morning, I had a lot of energy for the community and you, and it hit me so hard that it's going to be almost 9 years that first phone call from ordering Indian food when I was in the most despair time of my life. Like literally the first meal that I was ordering in my new place after a newly divorced, after 23 years. And I was praying, I was like, what does my heart need? I just need Indian food. I just need Indian food. And lo and behold, I smelled the Indian food in the building that I moved in, and I knocked on a lady's door and I said, love, I'm new to here and I'm smelling your food. This is an honest truth. And can I buy some food from you? Can I sit with you? Like literally. And of course, as everyone in India and everywhere, they're so kind. And she said, of course, dear, but here you can order from this community. And lo and behold, I arrived to you and the rest is history. And I just want to say thank you, because it has been life-changing to walk this path with all of you. And you continue to cause this huge impact in my heart despite of physical distance. And I honor you always, but more so on this day, and everyone that is here. Thank you so much for nurturing my heart for so many years. I really, I'm thankful to you.
Thank you very much. For those of you who do not know, she's actually an internationally traveled motivational speaker, healer, author, and coach. That's what she does. And I'm so happy that you're here with us. Okay. Thank you so much. Anyone else? We have 1 more minute. Anybody else wants to share anything?
I have a question. What if you can't get to like a body of water for the ritual? Will any kind of form of water suffice as a like temporary source?
Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful question, Latanya.
Thank you.
So it explains that all sources of water originate from Ganga Devi. Ganga Devi is a very powerful goddess. She comes with such loving compassion, and all bodies of water has that energy of compassion and love and nourishment. She is an incarnation of this great goddess who's the source of all embodiment of love in a place called Goloka Vrindavan. And Srimati Radha is her name. And when you come to Vrindavan, you'll see. And so she expands. She has 4 primary expansions. And one of them is Ganga. Ganga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Savitri. These are the 4 direct permanent expansions of Srimati Radha. Radha is, again, the feminine embodiment of transcendental, pure, eternal, unconditional spiritual love. So Ganga Devi is what the bodies of water in the world represents. So if you're not close to a lake or a river, what you do is you turn on your tap and you fill up a bowl of water. Make sure the bowl is clean. And you can do a ceremony right there and offer flowers into the water and glance at the water and offer prayers and invite Ganga Devi. And Devi Radhika knows the mantra, and Keshavi also knows the mantra. They can teach you how to invite Ganga Devi into your bowl of water from your tap in Connecticut. It's so cool because through the power of sound, you can invoke the divine personified, like we just heard the story of this great sage, Savya Rishi. So just by chanting mantras, you can do that. Does that make any sense, Latanya? And you can bathe that water in that water, and you can drink that water. Like, give me this pot, I'll show you. This is what I do, right? You see my pot? Can you see it? I have a copper pot. And what's inside of this? Ganga Devi. It's water that I've invoked Ganga Devi in it. And inside of this water, there's beautiful stones, and there's Lakshmi Devi, a silver coin of Lakshmi Devi. So my water is fully charged. The energy of Lakshmi, Ganga Devi, all the stones. So yeah, you can definitely, the most important thing is sincerity and devotion, an emotion of love into the ritual. Otherwise, the ritual just remains a ritual. It has no impact, it has no effect. The definition of spiritual means to add spirit into the ritual. So if you don't add spirit, spirit means sincerity, devotion, and love, into any action, that remains a ritual. When someone tells you, I love you, or, just everything is just casual, the heart is not there, you will not feel. Because the heart has to be there. That's the definition of spiritual. Spirituality means it touches your heart. If it does not touch your heart, that means it was a ritual. If it touches your heart, that means it was spiritual. And this is what the sanghas are all about. We are all about spiritual connections, spiritual communities, and touching each other's hearts and cultivating the bhakti in each other's hearts. Latanya, did I make any sense? I hope it made a little bit of sense. So thank you all so much. It's so nice to be with all of you every Saturday. Please take this day as a day for yourself and your connection with the divine. And share that love and knowledge that you have in your heart with others. And bring them into the space of community wherever you are. As much as they need community, you also need community, because the heart needs and deserves communities. And that is the only way the heart can flourish. The heart cannot flourish without a community. That is by design. Our Creator has made us like this. It is not something that is, external. It is not materially scientific. It is spiritual design. So wherever you are, please reach out and start to make sure that the community that you build around you, with you, internally and externally, is totally in sync with the practice of bhakti and just genuine, unconditional love. So this is my appeal to you. I appeal to you every week that please create communities of bhakti in and around you, wherever you are. And guess what? If the power of your heart is cultivated strong, we will all show up. And this is what happens. I met Narada Muni at a fire ceremony. And I saw him from a distance. And I was like, okay, I feel his heart. He's my brother. And here we are. And this is all it takes, just to reach out and connect from the heart. So please, wherever you are, connect from the heart, bring people into your community and nurture them and just love them. This is what my teacher had taught me, and I wanted to share that with all of you on this particular day of summer solstice. Thank you all very much. Namaste, everyone. Please have a wonderful day.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
We should all
Namaste.
together say Haribol, because that
Haribo.
Haribo.
Haribo. Haribo.
Leo.
All right.